Hey guys, all right, today I'm just going to run through mentoring and coaching. The obviously I mentor and we charge for that, and you understand it's because you're paying for the knowledge that we have between our minds, but it's even more so than that is experience that we have. Investors that have been successful have made mistakes. To say that we haven't, to me, is just an out and out lie. I've made them. I promise I've made them. Okay. My dad always taught me it's not that you made a mistake, but it is how well you recover from it. And I'll add to that and say also what you learn from that mistake and try to, avoid it in the future because at the end of the day, expenses um, are already high. And then you throw a mistake on top of it and you've just wasted money. So, from a mentoring standpoint, I want you to listen. We can put courses together, and they can be very intricate courses, in fact. And you can learn all this. You can take the time to study and to learn and understand this. But field application of knowledge is totally different. And you want the basics. That's why we create training courses, obviously. You need to have the basics to be able to move forward and have the opportunity for the best success possible, if you will. Okay. But at the end of the day, there are so many things that even we forget about. So if I'm writing a course, perhaps I don't remember about this incident years ago. The brain works in a very funny way. It stores all this data in there, and it's back there in the recesses of your mind. But there has to be a triggering mechanism for that memory to come to light. So it might be that you're in the field and something happens after 40 years, and you say, "Oops, oh, there, red flag. I see a potential mistake." And our brain, then we remember that memory. We resolved it, how we resolved it, and we will go in then and try to prepare a resolution to fix it before it becomes a problem. Okay. When you're new starting out, you don't have that memory locked away. So you will use your best judgment. You have the education. If you've taken a course, you have a basic education. I mean, real estate investing seems very simple. I found a house. I think it's a great price and I'm going to buy it and the repairs are not so bad. I'm going to fix it up and do a little here, a little there. And most people try to be as cheap, and I'm going to use the word cheap, as they can in making those repairs. Okay. Get in and get out for as little as possible. And then they sometimes they hire an agent. Most of them will put a for sale by owner sign out there in hopes of really capitalizing and making all the money they can make. And they find themselves ended up usually sitting on the market and not buying, and they're scratching their head wondering, and they'll hire a realtor. Then to at least market the property and try to get it sold, and they may do a price adjustments or whatever. So that's the basics. Okay, that's pretty simple, right? But when you get into the repairs and suddenly you have something you didn't expect, or maybe the market changed and you didn't foresee it coming, um, there's all kinds of intricate information that feeds into making a very successful real estate transaction. Where a mentor comes in, you have this massive collection of information, okay? Books, volumes, an encyclopedia could not hold all the possibilities you could face in real estate investing. We can't even remember them all, okay? It has to be a triggering mechanism to get us to remember what we've already experienced. So you've got all this data, but you run into a problem and you don't have you're going to use your own common sense, which some people have, some people don't, I don't know. Um, and you're going to rely on the knowledge, your experience, your history to make a decision on what to do, right? And normally it's not always a good decision, okay? Guilty. So not trying to be overly funny about it because it's an expensive mistake can really hurt you financially. So we have mentors and coaches and things like this, and it's basically tailored to you, okay? What you need, what you want, what you think you need, what you think you want. You need a coach or a mentor. You need a training course to establish the basics. And my training course is a little bit different. When we go into this, I want you to have an understanding of the mindset, okay? Beyond just the mechanics, I need you to have it in your mind, a creative thought process to accomplish what we're going to accomplish. So that's kind of the way I'm more along the lines of what I think. Then we augment that with hands-on mentoring, meaning you pick up the phone and you call us. You send us an email, you send us a text message, and everybody has their formats on how this is done. I mean, everybody creates their own business model. You are going to create your own business model for real estate investing. Our job is to integrate our minds into your program and help you be successful in the way that you believe you can be successful. Now, we're going to give you guidance. We're going to tweak your thought processes along. And when you have a question, we're going to answer it. If we don't know the answer, we're going to be honest with you and tell you. It's not in our best interest as mentors or coaches to steer you in the wrong direction. Now, we can give you advice based on our experience. And typically a mentor will try to be forthright. Man, I've never faced this before. But based on my experience, this is my thoughts, my recommendations. And obviously, at the end of the day, guys, don't look at your mentor as being the boss that tells you what to do. Look at the mentor as your guide, okay, to help you get from point A to point B. And to make it a straight line and not one of these oops, and backtracking and everything else, because that has happened. I've seen it happen. So when you do, one of the Memphis Investors Groups, one of the things is if you think education is expensive, you need to try ignorance. Okay? Ignorance will burn you bad. It's burnt me really bad. Falling in love with properties is not the right thing to do. Take it from experience. So you use a mentor to guide the field execution of your course, knowledge, and training. And there are two independent components that when you mesh them together becomes then somebody has you in their hands and can help you achieve success. So whether you choose me, which I'd like to talk with you, I'd like to interview you. I don't just take people because they pay me money. I interview people. I don't want to spend my time and not believe in you. You have to believe in yourself, and you've got to convince me that you're going to do this. I want everybody to be successful. I don't like to see anybody spend money for the sake of spending money. I do well. I do fine. So I'm not here just to say, oh, well, he's paying me $250 an hour for mentoring, and I don't care how successful he is. If I accept money, then I have a vested interest in making you successful. So, and that's my opinion. Now, I don't know if anybody else shares that opinion, but when you interview people, talk to them. Make sure that you can talk to them on the same wavelength. Make sure that you can establish a little bit of a working relationship. They are in essence, okay, a consultant. You're the boss, and they're consulting you on advice, helping you to make the right choices when you need to make them. And the objective is to avoid the pitfalls and get that property from the purchase through the rehab to the sale, and then most importantly to the bank, because that's where the money qualifies. That's where your living comes from. That's how you pay your family, pay your students, your kids' education. It's that money that you create, the wealth. Maybe you're investing for a long term, and this is your retirement. Real estate agents are taught in the creative or the certified residential specialist course for realtors. They're taught you need to be buying 1 to 2 properties every year because the company's not paying you an inheritance or a 401k or a pension or whatever you want to call it. So you build this up. So if that's what you're doing, that's great. You still need to have these basics and listen to people. Don't try to be just I know it all. You're probably intelligent and you're probably smart. If you're listening to me, you got to be, right? So do that. Find you a mentor. Go through our thing. The why I explain. I can give you a course, an encyclopedia book set of information. But implementing the education is hard. You wouldn't hire a heart surgeon to do heart surgery that was one day out of school. And you wouldn't hire a financial planner who just graduated from school. You want somebody with a track record and experience, because they're the ones who can guide your steps to the future for success, right? don't do it in real estate investing. Don't go in there and say, oh, this is easy. I don't need any help. You do. And it's not shameful to say I don't know it all. I don't know it all. And I'll be happy to tell you when I don't know what to do in a situation. We'll get on the phone to some of my friends and colleagues and we'll get you some answers. And that's part of being a mentor. So guys, please consider me if you want to hire a mentor. I highly recommend you at least take advantage of the course because it's going to give you not only some basic instruction and a mindset challenge to be creative and to excel, because there's 28 million real estate investors across the United States today. Only about a million one of those have become millionaires. And my goal, my real goal, is I would like to be the one to help more real estate investors become millionaire real estate investors. And this kind of a thing. I'm semi-retired now. I do this for fun. I know a lot about it. I want to help people. I love to help people. Ask anybody you know, or I know, and they'll tell you, well, he sticks his 2 cents everywhere. I'll share information. You've already seen the one I'm probably on avoiding scammers. Hey, if I learn something new, I'm going to share it, whether that's real estate related or not, because I want people to know I don't like people taking advantage of other people. This is our country. The United States of America is the greatest country on earth. And it's up to us individually to ensure that we safeguard everything that we have in place. And scammers are no fun. I saw the report earlier. $175 billion lost to scammers out of 2 foreign countries. And for the sake of being politically correct, I won't say their names, but we both know who they are. That were stolen from the COVID relief funds set up by the United States government for us, our people, to help. $175 billion. And that doesn't even count the ones that were scammed from individuals. So avoid scammers. And if you haven't seen it, go back and read it or listen to it. It's short. But just know, I generally have your best interest at heart. Sure, I want to make money like anybody else, but I do want you to be successful. So get out there and find you some properties and let's get busy making some money, guys. Have a great day.